Hello dear students, I am back with Act 4 Scene 1 Part 2. So in the first video, that is Part 1, we had discussed that Shylock was adamant on taking his revenge. The Duke tried to persuade him, to tell him, to convince him to change his decision, to let go Antonio, but he said that he had taken an holy oath of Sabbath. After that, even Bassanio tried to convince him, to request him to change his decision. When we discussed about the dialogue when Shylock said that do we ever give a second chance to the serpent. So at that very point when Bassanio and Shylock were arguing, we stopped there, and from there I'm continuing in this second part. And at that time, Shylock and Bassanio were arguing, and Antonio spoke in between. What did he say? I'm going to continue with this dialogue of Antonio. He asked Bassanio not to argue anymore with Shylock, because he says, I know very well that Shylock is not going to change his decision. Now here in this dialogue, he speaks 4 points. And in those 4 points, he gives 3 examples. He says it is as useless, as baseless to convince Shylock to change his decision as it is for the following 3 points. He gives 3 examples. Number 1, he says to bid the main floodgate. He says when the oceans are undergoing high tides, at that time, if we ask the oceans, the waters, to lower their tides, they will not, because they are going under high tide. So they will not change their tide. Second example, he gives to question the wolf. He says the wolf is a very wild animal. It kills other meek, small creatures. So if we go and question the wolf, why is he making the mother sheep cry? Because the wolf has eaten its child. The wolf is not going to answer anything. It is as useless as talking to a wolf. And the third example he gives is of to forbid the mountain pines. When there is a storm, when there is heavy gust of winds, at that time, the pine trees on the mountains, if we ask those trees that please don't wave so heavily, so noisily, your leaves should not wave so noisily and so heavily, at that time even the pine trees will not listen, because it is their nature. When the storm comes, the leaves blow very wildly, so it is their nature. Similarly, Antonio says the 4th point is, as it is the nature of the flood, the wolf and the mountain pines, similarly it is the nature of Shylock. We cannot change his nature. He is not going to listen to anyone. Let's go to the dialogue. I pray you, think you question with the Jew. Question is argue. You may, number 1 point, you may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood. Bid, request, the main flood, the ocean, the high tide. Bait is usual height. Bait, reduce its level of water. Number 2, you may as well use question with the wolf. Use question, you may ask question to the wolf. Why he had made the ewe bleat. Ewe is the mother sheep. Bleat, cry for the lamb. Lamb, the young one which the wolf has eaten. And number 3, you may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their tails. Wag, to wave their high tops, and to make no noise when they are threatened with the gusts of heaven. Threatened, shaken, gust of heaven, strong winds. You may as well do anything most hard, tough, as seek to soften that. Seek, try to, attempt to soften that. Then, what's harder? His Jewish heart. His Jewish heart means Shylock's heart. Shylock is as hard-hearted as these things who will not listen. Therefore I do beseech you, request you, make no more offers, use no further means efforts, but with all brief and plain conveyancy, immediately, right now. Let me have judgment and the Jew his will. So he has said two things. He says, I want my judgment because I know nobody can save me. And the Jews will, what does the Jews will? To take my pound of flesh. I am ready to give. So remember these textual words in this dialogue. Bassanio. Now Bassanio is a very true friend. Remember he had told in the act 1 scene 3 only, when Antonio goes to borrow money, at that time also Bassanio had stopped him not to sign such a merry bond. Now again he is trying his level best to save him, and immediately after the marriage Portia had given him a huge box of ducats and jewelry so that he can use that money to save Antonio. So he has that money. So he says, for 3,000 ducats, here is 6. So Bassanio says, Antonio has taken 3,000 ducats. I will pay you double the amount right now, 6,000 ducats. But now Shylock is in no mood to take. Bassanio is ready to give 6,000 ducats. But what does Bassanio says? What does Shylock says? He says, even if every ducat divided into 6 parts, he says, you are ready to give me 6,000 ducats, 6,000 coins. And if every coin you cut it into 6 pieces, अगर हर एक 6,000 डकेट सिक्के के हर सिक्के के 6 हिस्से कर दो और हर हिस्से की कीमत 1 डकेट हो, that means कितना अमाउंट मल्टीप्लाई हो गया. He says, अगर तुम मुझे उतना भी पैसा दोगे, I will not even accept that. I only need pound of flesh. If every ducat and 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them, accept them, I would have my bond. So he's not ready to listen to anything. So Duke now Duke is listening all this, and now he intervenes. He says, how shall the hope for mercy rendering none? Mercy from God. See, it is written in every religious book of every religion that when we die, we seek mercy from God, and God punishes us according to our actions, whether we are going to hell or heaven. So Duke is reminding him that time. He says, when you will be facing God after death, how can you demand mercy from him? And in the reply, Shylock again says, he says, I don't want any mercy because I have not done anything wrong. And then he accuses the whole Christian society. Remember, all Christians are present there. So here we should appreciate the moral courage which Shylock is having. In the whole court of Christians, he is the only Jew out there, and he is retorting back to each and every one. And what does he say now? He says, why should I worry about justice? I have done no wrong. You people, you Christians have done wrong. What do? You buy slaves. See, in the olden times, slaves were bought. The poor people of poor countries, they were bought, and rich people used to buy them, and they used to force them to do all kinds of works at home. So he says, you Christians buy those slaves and ask them to do all kinds of dirty things and all manual work and carrying heavy loads. If I ask you, you should free them. Why? Because you always put those slaves in chains. You should free them. Give them soft beds to sleep where you sleep. Ask your children to marry these slaves and give them as delicious food as you are eating. Will you do it? No. He is asking the Christians. He is saying, you will never do it. Why? Because you will say, I have bought that slave. मैंने उसको खरीदा है. Similarly, I have bought this bond. I want this bond. So what are the textual words in this dialogue? Slave, abject and slavish works, marry your hair, soft beds, palace season. I am writing these textual words so that you try to put these words in your answers. Sentence formation is up to you, but try to put these key words in your answers. It will fetch you full marks in your board exams. Yes. And what does he say? What judgment shall I try? You have among you many a purchased slave, which like your asses and your dogs and your mules. Remember, 3 animals he has named. He has compared the slaves to asses, dogs and mules, the animals which Christians keep at their home, along with the slaves. You use in abject and in slavish parts. Abject and slavish, base, mean, छोटे मोटे काम करना. Because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them be free, marry them to your heirs. Heirs, children. अपने बच्चों से शादी कर दो उन slaves की. Why sweat they under burdens? Sweat they under burdens? Why do they carry such heavy loads? Let their beds be made as soft as yours, and let their palace taste, be seasoned provided with such viands, tasty, delicious food. You will answer, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you, the pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. It is mine and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law, fie shame. So he is again threatening. Remember, he threatened before also to the Duke, to the charter. He has used the word charter at that time. The textual word was charter and one more word was city's freedom. And now again he says, if you refuse me justice, it will be a wrong example set by you. If you deny me, fie upon your law, fie shame on your law. There is no force in the decrees of Venice. Decrees, laws, L-A-W-S. In the laws of Venice, I stand for judgment. He says, I am not worried about mercy. I only want my judgment, my pound of flesh. So Duke is unable to satisfy. Now for the next dialogue of the Duke, we come to know that Duke had sent for the official lawyer of the Duke, who was coincidentally Dr. Bellerio. Remember, Dr. Bellerio, who was Portia's cousin. So Dr. Bellerio had already got the message that you have to come and fight the case of Shylock and Antonio. At the same time, Portia had also sent her servant Balthazar to Dr. Bellerio. So Dr. Bellerio got invitations from both the sides. Invitation like Duke had called him, and Portia had asked to give his suggestions as she wants to go. So because Portia wants to go, Dr. Bellerio is not ready to come to Venice. He has given all the judgment, all the points of discussion to Portia, and he has also given the boy's dress to Portia, and he has written a letter. So now the Duke has been informed that the person who has brought the letter and the lawyer, they are standing out. So when the Duke comes to know about this, he says, bring us the letters, call the messenger. Who is standing out? Send him in. So in the meantime, when somebody goes out and calls the messenger will be Nerissa, who is Portia's clerk, who has also changed her dress. She is also in a boy's dress. She has disguised herself as Portia's clerk. So in the meantime, when they go out, Bassanio went to Antonio and he is cheering him up. So please remember which dialogue comes where. Bassanio had offered 6,000 ducats when Antonio asked Bassanio to stop it. Now the next question is, before the entry of Nerissa, how does Bassanio cheer Antonio? Bassanio goes to Antonio and says, good cheer, Antonio, what man courage yet, that you shall have my flesh, blood, bones and all, before thou shalt lose for me one drop of blood. He says, don't worry, before Shylock comes to kill you, he has to kill me. He will take my flesh, my blood, my bones. But Antonio knows the reality. He says, no, you cannot die for my. He gives 3 things now in the next dialogue. I am a tainted wether of the flock, meetest for the dead. The first example which Antonio gives is, he says, I am the tainted wether of the flock, that is the most diseased sheep of the group, जो सबसे बीमार पशु होगा ग्रुप में वो सबसे पहले मरेगा. He says I am that. Number 2, the weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground. जो सबसे गला हुआ फ्रूट पेड़ पे लगा होता है वो सबसे पहले नीचे गिरता है, खत्म होता है. He says I am that. You can't do anything. तुम्हारा क्या काम है? Number 3 point, you cannot better be employed Bassanio than to live still and write mine epitaph. वो कहता है तुम्हारा काम है जीना और मेरा epitaph लिखना. What is an epitaph? Epitaph is the wordings which is written on the tombstone. When the Christians die, they bury the dead body, and on the grave they write something about the person who has died. So that writing is called an epitaph. So he says तुम्हारा काम है मेरे लिए epitaph लिखना, अच्छा सा लिखना. So till, and when this is going on, Nerissa enters. Nerissa has been brought, and Nerissa gives the information that Dr. Valerio is not coming, and Dr. Valerio has sent his one of the known person who is very wise in giving decisions. And she has brought a letter from Dr. Valerio in which Dr. Valerio gives all the necessary information. So in the meantime, when the letter is being handed over to Duke, and he will personally read it first. So at that time, Shylock, he takes out a knife from his cloak and he tries to sharpen the knife on his foot sole, on his shoes sole. The sole, S-O-L-E, sole is the sole of the shoe. उसको वो चाकू को तेज कर रहा है जूते पे घिसाकर. That is the way it becomes sharp. Why doest thou whet thy knife so earnestly? Whet, sharpen. कहता क्यों किसको sharp कर रहा है? Shylock, to cut the forefeature. And Shylock is very straightforward in replying. He कहता I am sharpening because I am going to cut a pound of flesh from Antonio's heart. At that time, even Bresciano gets angry. He says, not on the soul, but on the soul. Remember, please see these two words. S-O-L-E, soul is the sole of a shoe. And S-O-U-L, soul is the conscience, Atma. So here a pun is used, P-U-N, pun. What is pun? When two words with the same pronunciation are used together. Now, S-O-L-E, soul helps in sharpening the edge of a knife. But Bresciano says that your soul, this soul, S-O-U-L, soul is so hard that it will easily give an edge to your knife. You don't require the sole of a shoe. Your soul of mind is equally sharp. Very important line. Not on thy soul, but on thy soul harsh dew, thou makest thy knife keen, but no metal can, no, not the hangman's axe. He says not even the man, the professional person who is given the duty to hang, जो सूली पर चढ़ाता है, फांसी पर चढ़ाता है, उस आदमी की एक्स भी इतनी तीखी नहीं हो सकती जितनी की तुम्हारी ये चाकू होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि वो जो हैंगमैन हैंग करता है, दैट इज हिज जॉब. उसकी कोई पर्सनल एनमिटी नहीं है किसी के साथ. बट यू आर डूइंग ऑल दिस बिकॉज ऑफ योर पर्सनल एनमिटी. None there though has it enough to make. So Shylock says, no need to waste my time. I am not ready to listen to anyone. Bresciano, oh thou be damned, inexplorable dog. Inexplorable dog, merciless. So Bresciano is so angry that he calls him a merciless dog. He says, you are a dog. And now he says, although I am a Christian, I believe in the Christian rules and faiths, but right now, seeing you, I am trying to believe what Pythagoras had said. Now, Pythagoras was a Greek philosopher. And he says, although I don't believe in the philosophies of Greek people, but here I do think what Pythagoras had said was very right. Now, Pythagoras had given a doctrine of transmigration of souls. Doctrine of transmigration of souls. According to that Pythagoras doctrine, not the Pythagoras theorem, the Pythagoras doctrine, Pythagoras had said that sometimes the souls of wild, wicked animals when the wicked animals die, the souls of those wild and wicked animals come out of their dead body and enter the humans. And he says, I think when the wolf who had killed someone, when he was punished and when he was killed, the soul out of that wolf came out and entered into your mother's body, that is entered into Shylock's mother's body when Shylock was about to be born. When the mother was pregnant, at that time the evil soul of the wolf entered Shylock's mother and entered into the body of Shylock, and when Shylock was born, that soul entered him. He says, you are so dirty, that he wants to say. Oh, be thou damned inexplorable dog, and for thy life let justice be accused. Thou almost makest me waver in my faith, the Christianity, that souls of animals, my faith, that souls of animals infuse themselves. Thou makest me waver in my faith to hold opinion, to agree with Pythagoras, a Greek philosopher, that souls of animals enter themselves into the trunks of men. Thy currish spirit, wild, wicked, spirit governed a wolf. It was inhabited by a wolf who hanged for human slaughter, murder, who was hanged because of killing a man. Even from the gallows did his fell soul flee. Gallows, the prison, when he was about to be hanged, the soul came out. Soul fleet, and vilest thou layest, fleet is fierce, and vilest thou layest in the unhallowed dam, the mother's womb, the stomach of the mother. Infuse itself in thee, entered over there. For thy desire are wolfish, bloody, starved, and ravenous, greedy. So 4 textual words have been used by Grishanio in the end. I have not written here. And they are wolfish, bloody, starved, and starved is hungry, ravenous is greedy. He says you are as wicked as a wolf. So this is an important dialogue for reference to the context. Shylock, till thou canst ferrail the seal from off my bound, thou just offendest my thy lungs to speak so loud, offendest trouble. He says, either you have something very convincing to say to me, by which I can change my decision. If you are unable to change my decision, you are just offending your lungs by speaking so angrily and loudly. मेरे पे कोई असर नहीं है उसका. Repair thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. Cureless, without remedy. He says, either you should use very good, impressive talk, or you are going to lose your reputation of being a good talker. I stand here for law. So Shylock is adamant. He says, I want my justice. I want my pound of flesh. So from the next video, we will be starting from the point when Nerissa and Portia enter and how they are going to fight the case. Till now, go through these textual words and revise what I have taught you.